One Zambia, One Nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News. The headlines: President Hichilema arrives in Botswana for state visit. More cash for over 9,000 social cash transfer beneficiaries. 3 suspects arrested in Zimba fertilizer scam. Plus, Zambia faces Morocco at ongoing AFCON tournament. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has arrived in Kasane, Botswana for a working visit at the invitation of his counterpart, Mongwetsi Masisi. The aircraft carrying the president touched down at Chobe International Airport at exactly 0820 hours. The head of state was received by his counterpart and immediately proceeded to hold private talks. The two presidents are expected to witness the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding MOU on Immigration Technical Cooperation. Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mulambo Haimbe, is expected to sign on behalf of Zambia, while the Minister of Labour for Botswana will sign for that country. President Hichilema, was accompanied by Mines and Minerals Development Minister Paul Kabuswe, Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mlenga, as well as Minister of Livestock and Fisheries Makodze Chikote. According to the program, the two presidents are later expected to hold a joint press briefing at Kazungula Bridge before concluding. Meanwhile, President of Botswana, Mongwetsi Masisi, has acknowledged increased revenue and transparency resulting from the construction of the Kazungula one-stop border post. President Masisi indicates that since the construction of the border at Kazungula, Zambia and Botswana have recorded less illicit financial flows because of enhanced data capturing, which has further provided transparency and enabled provision of more services to the people. President Masisi was speaking when he held a dinner for journalists in Botswana, where President Hakainde Hichilema is expected to undertake a working visit.
Governments world over recognizes the important role that the media plays. Botswanan President Mongwetsi Masisi extended an invitation to various media houses, among them included journalists from Zambia. In recognition of the role the media plays, President Masisi accorded a chance to journalists to ask questions.
In the past, we have recorded a lot of illicit financial flows due to probably porous borders. But I believe the Kazungula border, since the construction, I believe probably there is reduction. I just want to get it from you, Your Excellency. What are some of the successes that we have recorded after the construction of the border?
Borders, when constructed, operate on the basis of systems. Systems are put in place, even systems to do with management of financial flows between countries as travelers declare them are available once a border is constructed. And when you had the enhanced border put in place, the one-stop border and the bridge, it provided enhanced capacity to record, document, make reference to, or search, particularly the provision of ICT. And so one of the benefits we realized was that we were able to process those who needed those services and those who declared such more accurately, more quickly, more reliably, and we captured more.
President Masisi acknowledged that since the construction of the Kazungula border post, both countries have been able to record data accurately. The president also indicated that the construction of the Kazungula border has further increased revenue for Zambia and Botswana.
To the benefit of both the revenue authorities of Zambia and the revenue authorities of Botswana. And this aids development. It enhances our transparency and integrity.
Sheila Masua for Zanis in Kasane, Botswana.
Thank you, Sheila, for that report. Now, still in the news, Minister of Technology and Science Felix Mutati says government has prioritized technology, science and innovation as key enablers in attainment of socio-economic development. Speaking when he officiated at the She and Tech Recognition Awards ceremony, Mr. Mutati stated that government will continue to create an enabling environment for women-led startups, ecosystem and entrepreneurship to thrive in Zambia. He has revealed that government has increased the disbursement of resources for women, youths and persons with disabilities with skills development, adding that digital innovation and technology are the cornerstone of the government. He says the awards symbolize the courage, hard work and resilience.
So described here as saying that they have really influenced the digital agriculture space by creating sure market for small-scale farmers. Congratulations.
Never again will they be left behind. Today, we are here to accomplish and celebrate the great achievements that the women-led startups, innovators, entrepreneurs have been able to accomplish thus far. The crucial role that they have played in transforming the technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship landscape. They have played a crucial role. The women in tech. The women in tech have demonstrated that they have what it takes to break the barriers. To break the barriers to make a difference to the majority of our people. And I know we're going to celebrate some of them that have done so. Some of them that have developed platforms, some of them that have developed innovations, developed digital products that are transforming millions of our people, changing their lives. That are giving opportunity, for example, to marketeers to be able to access credit. Women that are involved in peer-to-peer lending, ensuring that when you lend to each other, you eliminate that crucial transaction cost that is taken by the banks.
So we gather here to honor and acknowledge the contribution of women in technology and innovation space, the exceptional women we are celebrating today have significantly contributed to the economy of this country through resilience, hard work, and passion. These are fearless women who have brought a change to our society. And as an NTBC, we can attest to that through our engagement with women at all different levels in the country.
Girls needs to be given the floor, and we need to involve them in all aspects of our economic transformation, including all of you in the Zambian startup and innovation ecosystem. I feel very old-fashioned with my papers here. I believe that the most fundamental aspect of entrepreneurship is the refusal of the status quo. This was already mentioned here today. This applies to both the individual level, where entrepreneurship can redefine the prospects of one's life, but also at the level of a society, where entrepreneurs identify problems in everyday lives and offer concrete solutions to these problems. From a broader economic perspective, Entrepreneurship fuels socioeconomic growth by creating jobs, diversifying economies, making them more robust and future-proof.
Now, over 9,000 beneficiaries of the social cash transfer in Siavonga district of Southern Province are earmarked to benefit from the shock response fund being implemented by government. The program is aimed at helping vulnerable households cope with price increase of different commodities. More in this report.
The newly introduced Price Shock Response Fund has now reached Siavonga district with over 7,000 beneficiaries under the social cash transfer, expected to receive 200 kwacha monthly for a period of 6 months. This payment is an addition to the usually bi-monthly funds beneficiaries of the social cash transfer have been receiving. Heads of government departments met to discuss the implementation of this fund.
We have 3 secondary objectives, which are that we want to boost the purchasing power of these households that are food insecure, and we also, we also want to sort of increase the demand for some selected commodities, or basically boost the markets or the local markets, because we all know when these funds come, they are basically spent within the communities where these vulnerable people are. We also want to supplement the income of the households that are affected by these shocks.
Siavonga District Commissioner Geoffrey Jacopo has called for strong collaboration among the stakeholders with a word of caution to the beneficiaries.
These people, they should work hand in hand. Agriculture, fisheries and livestock, social welfare people, let us work hand in hand. All these other line ministries. My advice to beneficiaries is to see to it that these monies that the government is giving out should be what? Put to good use.
The stakeholders submitted their views about the program's sustainability, among others.
Are there any policies that allows the ministry to visit the beneficiaries to see what they have achieved for that period that they have been receiving the support?
Is at the level, headquarters level, we need to do a coordinated program. When we're talking about social cash transfer, the element of asset creation, if it is crops, should be coordinated with the agriculture. If it is livestock, should be coordinated with the livestock.
Mukwengu Pande, Zanis, Siavonga District, Southern Province.
From Southern Province, we move to Lusaka Province, where Termites Meat Suppliers Limited has donated essential materials to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, valued at 100,000 kwacha. Speaking during the handover ceremony held at DMMU head office in Lusaka, Termites Meat Suppliers Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager Chishala Malikano says the donated items, which include work suits, chlorine and gumboots, are meant to protect frontline workers. More in this report.
More players from the private sector have continued rendering a helping hand to government in the fight against the cholera outbreak. Termites Meat Suppliers has weighed in by donating assorted essential materials to Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, valued at 100,000 kwacha. The donated items are meant to protect frontline workers battling the cholera epidemic. In making the donation, Termites Meat Suppliers Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager Chishala Malekano said the donated items are meant to sustain government efforts aimed at eradicating the cholera outbreak.
These supplies will equip frontline workers and community volunteers with the necessary protection and sanitation tools to safely carry out their vital tasks. At Termites Meat Suppliers, we believe in our responsibility to the communities we serve. We are not just a business, but a part of the Zambian fabric, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with everyone working tirelessly to contain this outbreak. This donation is a token of our commitment to support the national effort and contribute to a healthier future for all.
And DMMU thanked Termites Meat Suppliers Limited for rendering support to government in the fight against the cholera epidemic.
I wish to extend my profound gratitude and heart full of appreciation to termite meat suppliers for the generosity that you've exhibited by donating assorted items targeted at helping us fight the cholera epidemic. You may be aware that over the past few months, starting from October actually, when the first cases were recorded in the country, as of now, we have over 53 districts that have recorded an outbreak, over about 62 with cases being reported for cholera. And that has spread across the whole country. Just recently, we had Wapula province being added to that effect. So in terms of our response, you find that we are stretched in as much as Lusaka is the epicenter. And we are hoping that through your support, we'll go a long way towards saving various lives within the country.
While efforts are being made at national level to curb the cholera outbreak, there is also need to ensure that the frontline workers are protected and work in a safe environment as demonstrated by termite meat suppliers. For Zanis, I'm Lakson Makodza.
Still in the news, government says any land that has been given to investors at the expense of Zambians will be repossessed. Lands and Natural Resources Minister Elijah Mchima said this when he paid a courtesy call on Pika District Commissioner David Siame. Jens Malumba gives us the rest of the details.
He is in Pika District of Muchinga Province. Lands and Natural Resources Minister Elijah Mchima is in Muchinga Province on a familiarization tour, as well as to resolve issues to do with land. The District Commissioner updated the minister on some land issues in the district.
Specifically, we have a company, agriculture company, Madeco. We also have got Spectre. And these are the companies that, according to what the local leadership has been explaining, they've gotten a vast land. We explain it, it's like the way they put it themselves, that they've been displaced. Their schools, their farms, and other, everything.
Mr. Mchima, who paid a courtesy call on Pika District Commissioner David Siame, said government will take back any land that has been given to investors at the expense of the people.
If there are shrines, there were people living there, and because a person was powerful and signed, that one I'm telling you, we shall cut it off, hive it off. That portion will go back to the people. That's my reason why I'm touring.
Gilbert Mwale is the Landscape Outreach Manager for Frankfurt Zoological Society and explains more on some land situation in the province.
I think of recent, starting from about 2022, we've been getting complaints from the community that the land was actually given to investors, and some of them are actually being displaced from the land that they were. And following it up, working with the department as well as working with the DC's office, there were a number of issues that came up. So the chief himself said he was engaged around 2012 for a development project to do with agriculture.
Jane Simalumba Zanis in Pika District, Muchinga Province.
We now take a break. Join us shortly.
Kodi kolera ndi chani?
Kolera ndi matenda othulula. Munthu amene adwala matenda ya kolera amathulula kwambiri ndi kusanza. Dothi lake limakhala ngati madzi momwe atsukira mpunga. Ndipo munthu odwala kolera, madzi mthupi lake amatha kamba kakuti iye amachoka kwambiri kupyolera mkusanza ndi kuthulula kwambiri. Munthu odwala kolera angamwalire m'maola 12 kaya kuti 12 hours ngati sanalandire mwamsanga thandizo la mankhwala.
Kodi munthu angatengere motani matenda a kolera?
Kumwa madzi adothi, kudya zakudya ndi m'manja mosasamba mwadothi kapena kugwiritsa ntchito mbale zotsukiwa ndi madzi adothi. Kudya zakudya zimene zinangosiwa mosasamala posabwinikira. Kudya zakudya zozizira zachimbala zimene sizinasungiwa bwino. Kudya zakudya zimene amagulitsa mphepete mwa misewu. Kudya zipatso ndi ndiwo zamasamba zosatsuka.
Kodi kolera ingachinjiriziwe?
Gadusani madzi anu akumwa kapena kugwiritsa ntchito chlorine. sambani m'manja ndi madzi aukhondo ndi sopo mukamaliza kugwiritsa ntchito chimbudzi. Funditsani zakudya mukalebe kuyamba kudya. Osadya zakudya zimene zimagulitsidwa mphepete mwa misewu. Muyenera kubwinikira zakudya kuopetsa kuti ntchentche zingakakeko. Nthawi zonse muyenera kugwiritsa ntchito chimbudzi. Pewani kugwiritsa ntchito machemba kapena maplastiki ngati chimbudzi. Onani kuti dothi litayiwa mchimbudzi. Nthawi zonse onani kuti zimbudzi zikhala zaukhondo ndipo nthawi zonse pambowa wa chimbudzi chanu pazikhala pobwinikira bwinobwino. Okubweretsani uthenga uyu ndi aunduna wa zaumoyo.
Lwapula Province Permanent Secretary Mighty Mumba has disclosed that the integrated small town water supply and sanitation project being implemented in 4 districts of the province is nearing completion. Speaking during the official opening of the 2-day wash planning and review meeting held in Mansa District, Mr. Mumba notes that in addition, government is in the process of constructing 51 small piped water schemes on existing and new boreholes in the province. He disclosed that 45 more small piped water schemes have been planned for 2024. Meanwhile, Lwapula Province Water and Sanitation Officer Alice Tembo has revealed that the meeting is a review of the challenges and successes in 2023.
And cooperating partners. The Integrated Small Towns Water Supply and Sanitation Project, which commenced in May 2020, is in the final stages of completion in all the 4 districts. Despite all this progress, the gap is still huge. There is need to strengthen multi-sectoral coordination.
Meanwhile, Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Monakampwe has reminded district commissioners and heads of government departments of their responsibility in overseeing public resource management. Mr. Monakampwe has further emphasized the need to build trust through achieving zero audit queries. He was speaking in Kabwe during an entry meeting with external auditors from the Auditor General's Office who are in the district to sensitize district commissioners and heads of government departments on good practice and financial management, among other activities. Still in the news, Kasenengwa District Commissioner Rachel Piri says 261 metric tons of relief maize has been allocated to the district to cushion the hunger situation in some parts of the district. Mrs. Piri, who disclosed this when she launched the distribution exercise at Nazareth RCZ, has also called for impartiality among the officers tasked to select beneficiaries. More in this report.
Government has released 5,220 by 50 kilogram bags of white maize to Kasenengwa district in Eastern Province, which has been hit by hunger following poor agriculture yields in the 2022-2023 farming season. District Commissioner Rachel Piri, who flagged off the distribution of the relief maize, said a rapid impact assessment that was done by the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, last year indicated that most households had depleted their food stocks as early as June, following low yields that were recorded.
The government of His Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has thought of you people, and as a result, this relief food has been organized for us. Food for Work is a component where as community members, we identify some community projects which we can do, and after that, we are given the food.
The development has excited some beneficiaries.
Nyambira kwa ADC utileterako chakulya kuno Kasenengwa. Na boma niyamikira kuti tengako mbali pa kutengako ndrama za thandizo. Makamaka pa chakulya niyamikira kwa koposa maningi. Kakuti wakapitija usogolo wakuti tete vanhu kuno sitingafena njala. Apitilize ndipo sakathanzeko na wena.
Niyamikira boma na a district amene atithandiza chakulya ichi kuti apitilize nditu kutithandiza. Ine ndine olemala sinipenya koma pamene wanikapo nakondwera kuti boma mwatithandiza, boma mpitilije kutithandiza chonjo kuti nditu tinkhala moyo.
From the allocation given, 20% will be given as food for free, targeting the vulnerable, while 80% will be given as food for work. Mutinta Mwemba, reporting for Zanis in Kasenengwa District, Eastern Province.
Thank you, Mtinta, for that report from Eastern Province. Now, Chief Mulendema of the Ila people in Mumba District says there is an urgent need for alternative energy sources to mitigate the impact of climate change. Let's take a look.
Senior head person in Ndubula of Mulendema Chiefdom in Mumba District has taken the lead in conserving a 5.52 hectare forest to prevent the extinction of tree species and other organisms. Chief Mulendema has expressed excitement of this undertaking and has highlighted the importance of preserving the forests.
If we keep our forests intact, we'll be able to stop the flow of water. This will promote seepage into underground aquifer, and will not have dry boreholes as has been the case recently. Our streams will flow again. And I'm very proud of one of our senior headmen for having taken this move of preserving forests.
Senior head person Ndubula has urged his fellow leaders to join the cause in mitigating climate change through forest conservation.
Imagine if we had this to my small village, local forests. Each and every headman has this. We are going to contribute, in the mitigation of this, ecosystem and also the environment that is being destroyed because of, the rampant, cutting of trees.
The senior head person also highlighted the specific benefits of one tree species, the Mubanga tree, underscoring its significance in the healing of the backache.
This is a very strong tree called Mubanga. All you need to do, you don't cut this tree, you only get the roots. When you get the roots, you put them in a bottle, you put water there. For 3 days, you have to take it religiously. Then your back problem will come out. You will not have any back problem.
The presence of forests is crucial for the well-being of wild fruits, organisms, and birds. Hence, the need to protect these ecosystems from disruption is paramount. Krugasiankuru, Zanis, Mumbwa.
Now, Lunte Town Council says about 90% of beneficiaries of the 2022 Constituency Development Fund, CDF loans and grants are utilizing the funds for the intended purpose. Meanwhile, Lunte Council Secretary Chipambewe has also disclosed that many groups that are running businesses have started remitting the agreed amount to the banks. Here are the details by Sylvia Zulu.
These are cooperatives and business entities from different wards in Lunte District who have benefited from the 2022 Constituency Development Fund, CDF loans and grants. Lunte Town Council is conducting a monitoring exercise to see how these groups have utilized the funds. Acting Council Secretary Chipa Mbewe says many groups that received the loans have started paying back the funds through the banks.
So what we actually found on site, it's encouraging. Once you find that about 90% of the beneficiaries that benefited from the 2022 loans and the grants are actually utilizing the money for the intended purposes.
He has, however, noted that some cooperatives, especially those that were given grants, have misappropriated the funds.
As a local authority, one just to put an emphasis on those people that got loans who have squandered the money. Those people need to find ways on paying back and start remitting to the council, because the intended purposes for those loans is to increase the number of beneficiaries who need to benefit from from these loans that we are giving out to these communities.
Some beneficiaries of the CDF empowerment funds had this to say.
Natukwata mu ubuyandanshi mwakuno kunchende ukushali chigayo nangu chimo twalende ntanfu itali nomba naipo kwebene natumona mu obukumu obusimo kwebati ichi chintunga twachisunga bwino chikatutwala pantanshi n'abaana abalekula nabena bakesa kwata mu buyandanshi.
Reporting for Zanis, Sylvia Zulu in Lunte District.
We now take our last break. Join us for agriculture and sports news.
Kanti kolera kibutuku manyim. Kolera kibutuku bwa kusululamu. Muti ya nani butuku bwa kolera utasulula ni kutazamu. Muti ya kula butuku bwa kolera usulula meza mfutasi na araisi aya kwa mutabanimu. Mukuliyo ukato kwa mezi mamubili bakingisa kufufulelwamu. Mukuliyo ukona kutimela mwahala lihola zeli shumi kazepeli haiva asafumanili kalafo zambuwamu. Mutu ukona kuyambula chwani butuku bwa koleramu. Kunwa mezi aska keniswa kapa kunwa mezi amasilamu. Kuchalicho ni mazo atezi masila kapa kuitusali apiso zetapisizwe ni mezi amasilamu. Kuchalicho zesika kwaelwa ni kuselezwa kwa linzinzimu. Kuchalicho zelobezi ilizeo alisikabukelezwa handemu. Kuchalicho zele kisiwa mama kululumu. Kuchalitolwana manicholo ni mulo zesika tapiswamu. Luko na chwani kuiselezwa kwa butuku bwa koleramu. Kuvilisa mezi akunwa kapa kuvea mwateni chlorine. Mfutuma zeli choza mina pili musikali chakalemu. Mukwae li choza mina kaufela kulisileleza kwa linzinzimu. Musike mwa chalicho za mama kululumu. Mwitu seka limbalimba nako kaufela. Mi musike mwa itusa bikopo kapa mapepa amuyumba zema silamu. Mubone kuli mutabani wala telwa mwaka limbalimbamu. Mubone kuli kalimbalimba kamina kakenile nako kaufela manicholo ni kukwaelwamu. Lingosale litakumina kuzwa kubalikolo la maketemu.
Law enforcement officers in Zimba district of Southern Province has arrested 3 people involved in a fertilizer scam meant for beneficiaries under the Farmer Input Support Program. The inputs were retrieved from Siamu Fumba and Mafumba camps. The district administration in Zimba, working with the law enforcement agencies, have since confiscated the 184 bags of fertilizer meant for eligible farmer beneficiaries. Kabompo District Commissioner Hubert Chinyanga has flagged off the distribution of the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility agriculture farming inputs in the district. Mr. Chinyanga says the credit window facility is a government initiative targeted to provide sustainable agriculture financing to small-scale farmers, especially those not under the Farmer Input Support Program. And in Kaputa District Commissioner Cosmas Mwaya says government is planning to revive the Ikanga Agricultural Resettlement Scheme in Moa Ward. Mr. Mwaya says the scheme, which was established in the 1980s, has not been fully developed for it to contribute to national food security. Raymond Chalata now reports.
Ikanga Resettlement Scheme in Kaputa District of Northern Province is one of the oldest agricultural schemes which government established in the 1980s to encourage farming. The area is now a shadow of itself, but Kaputa District Commissioner Cosmas Mwaya, who visited the place, disclosed that government plans to revamp the scheme.
So that this resettlement scheme can come back to its own life and our people should benefit. Indeed, it has been a very rough road that our committee have been through, but we thank God because their efforts are bringing there's some good yields to the same, because within the stretch of this resettlement, we have established schools now, we have established rural centers, and then in the same land, that is where we have the water project under Chambesh Water and Sewerage Company.
The Ministry of Agriculture is supporting the move as it wants to see increased output, which will promote food security in the district.
We have vested interest. We see a lot of potential amongst our farming community within the scheme. They can actually contribute positively to food security within the district. So far, we have interacted with our farming community here through support from ZARI, where ZARI is helping us deal with CBSD, that is cassava brown streak disease, which ravaged our farmers' fields. So ZARI is doing a trial within the resettlement scheme, where we are trying out new cultivars of cassava.
The chairperson of the scheme wants government to quickly rescue the scheme.
The role this government is playing, which the revamp, ma resettlements opo tabashilepo na ino kanga kuti twatotera sana. The office of the DACO and the office of the DC to come and see physically what is happening in Kanga settlement.
Raymond Chalata reporting for Zanis in Kaputa District, Northern Province.
And in our sports segment, the Chipolo Polo boys will be facing the Atlas Lions of Morocco in their last Group F match in a must-win game to reach the round of 16 at the ongoing 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. Morocco is on top of the table with 4 points, while Zambia and DRC Congo are tied on the 2 points each, with Tanzania sitting in the third place with 1 point. Football administrator Pongaliwewe says Zambia will be fighting for nothing but a win in today's game against Morocco to guarantee them a spot in the knockout stages. Here are the details with Audrey Kalinga.
The Chipolo Polo boys is up against Morocco this evening as they conclude their Group F games in a must-win encounter to guarantee themselves a spot in the knockout stages. Football administrator Pongaliwewe has urged the lads to fight for nothing but a win in tonight's encounter in order for the team to progress to the next stage of the competition.
So we were thinking, that we could pick up 3 points against Tanzania, maybe be on 4 points at this stage, and be in a reasonably good, comfortable position to qualify. But now that we only have picked up 2 draws, we find ourselves with 2 points. So we are fighting virtually for a win against Morocco to guarantee that we will qualify. And if we don't get a win, then we will be waiting to see where we are going to finish up on the table in third place, depending on the results.
Lusaka-based soccer analyst Panchero Chama says Zambia should be more aggressive and study the Moroccan side if they are to produce results.
To study the Moroccans very well. They struggled a bit against DR Congo, so we need to identify where they struggled. They seem to struggle against teams which are quick, especially when you are in the transition, when you are moving the ball from defense to midfield into attack. Zambia, in the 2 games we've played, we've been very slow. So if Avram Grant prepares the team to be quick, especially on the break, because a lot of the times against Morocco we'll be playing on the defense, we'll be playing on the counter-attack. So if we play and train in that way to be quick, I think we'll be able to beat them.
Expectations are high from soccer fans, with some hoping that Zambia should beat Morocco at all costs.
As a soccer fan, I expect good performance. This is what it is. I win. My prediction in a mock prediction to be 3-1.
Pesa maningi defense wafunga ni 0 maningi. But napakati na midfielder
Senegal, Cape Verde, Egypt, Nigeria, Angola are some of the countries that have made it to the round of 16. Audrey Kalenga, Zanis Sports, Lusaka.
Well, we've come to the end of the news. That sporting item concludes Zanis News. We only wish the Chipolopolo boys the best. As we end the news, we recap on the headlines. President Hichilema arrived in Botswana for state visit. More cash for over 9,000 social cash transfer beneficiaries. 3 suspects arrested in Zimba fertilizer scam. Plus, Zambia faces Morocco at ongoing AFCON tournament. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Remember, cholera is real. Remember to protect yourself and your family. Also remember that we are one Zambia, one nation. My name is Juliet Ndele Singh. Bye-bye.